All right, guys, let's get started on that watercolor for Mom. Okay, first you draw your flower, like one of those ones that I showed you. And then you trace all of your lines with a marker. And it has to be a water-based marker, so it cannot be Sharpie, but it can be Rose Art, it can be Prang, it can be any kind of water-based marker. Okay, so you trace over all of your lines, and then we're going to use the cup of water and a paintbrush, and we're going to take that marker and make it into paint. Now, I'm doing this because not everybody has paints at home. Some people might have paints, but not everybody does. So if you want to use watercolors, you can. If you don't want to use watercolors or you don't have them and you have markers, you can use markers instead. So, adding on a leaf. All right, and then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to erase all of the pencil lines that I didn't quite go on top of when I traced them. So I want to erase them and get rid of all my little eraser yuck that comes from the eraser when you erase on a piece of paper. I want to get rid of that. All right, so I'm just going to go in. I'm going to erase all my extra lines because I don't want those to be seen really that much. Because even though we're going to paint this, you know, the paint is kind of see-through. It's a watercolor, so you can see through the paint. All right, get this last little bit here. I'm going to trace my leaf. Now I'm going to use my plain old water and a paintbrush. And I'm going to go right over top of my colors that I put down with the water, only water. And I'm going to make sure I hit all of the lines. All right, because that makes it look really, really, really beautiful. And I'm not going to do each one right next to each other. I'm going to skip a petal in between because paint wants to go wherever there's water. So if I get it too close to another part of the paper that's already wet, all of the paint kind of smears in and it doesn't really look good. It looks like a big glob of mess. So I just want to go every other one first with just a little bit of water on my brush. You know, you don't want it to be soaking wet and it's drenched and dripping all over the place. Nice and easy. Smoothie kabloozy. If you are using watercolors that come in a pack, you still want to use this method of every other one. Painting every other petal. And then you have to wait till it dries completely. All right? If you don't wait until it dries completely, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble because everything's going to run together and make a big old hot mess. All right? So when this dries, I'll go back in, do the other petals, and then the leaf.